Hi, I'm Melissa from SoGoSurvey. If you haven't yet heard our new podcast, Behind the Numbers, I'd love to get you started with an introduction today. So I'm pretty excited about this project. The new podcast is called Behind the Numbers, and we're talking with lots of different guests from all walks of life. Might be SoGoSurvey users, might not be, might be from any industry, any purpose that they have in their data collection. The idea is they're successful people, and we're looking forward to finding out some key numbers about their lives, about their work, about their success, as well as asking them some key questions. So first the numbers, and then the rest of the questions. So Dr. Stephan Knobloch is Chief Learning Officer at K-12 Insight. As the time of this recording, he gave us 2, 3, 4 as his numbers. So breaking it down, and I will let you know, yes, of course, there's a few spoiler alerts here, but there's a lot more content in our podcast than we have time for here today, and it's much better to hear it right from the source. So the quick rundown, number 2, and I should say Steve chose all of these numbers himself. Number 2, he chose because it's a powerful number. You need 2 points to get from point A and point B. Then there's a nice matching that helps. When pairs get together, they definitely help to improve each other. He gave the example of himself and his wife, food and wine, the yin and yang of life. There's a balance that's achieved, and 2 better together, basically, is the point that he wanted to say. Definitely when we get more details, we learn a little bit more along the way. Sometimes when we learn one more point that supports our point, it definitely makes our opinion stronger, makes our belief and understanding stronger too. So 2, better together. Number 3, if you're gonna, 2 is a good number, 3 is even better. Think about the 3-legged stool. A 2-legged stool, it just won't fly. It won't sit very well either, so to speak. 2 starts a comparison and 3 begins a trend. It gives you the opportunity to triangulate your data. The more data points that you have, the better your confidence in accuracy. So 3, we're going to call stability. 4, collaboration. You see a very lively team of 4 on the side there too. It's really nice to have a team of 4 so you don't have the odd person out. The third wheel is sort of the saying there too. So we emphasize that 3 is a good thing, but 4 can be even better in a lot of different ways. So it means a group conversation. It means multiple data points, better understanding. So 4 is more. Yeah, I added to the point that he skipped 1, but the point, of course, that he made was that 1 is the loneliest number. And so the more that you can get out of your own head, hear those new vantage points, the better off you are, especially in terms of data analysis. So moving on to the Q&A, the first one is prove that data makes a difference. Data proves winning or losing. That's success. When you have that data, you're able to quantify, qualify, again, not relying on just one, the loneliest number, not just relying on one data point. More data, more points, it's easier to prove. So yes, it makes a difference. Growing, thinking about where you are and where you want to be. The challenge is being able to measure that growth too. So more measures of data that you have to help you measure that growth, easier it is to be able to tell if you're actually making an impact. So in my image on the left here, we see taking a step. In that case, it's physically a step. Different success measures for different organizations, different businesses. Certainly revenue is a big indicator, but a good conversation around growth. Measuring growth, as I mentioned, comes in a variety of different forms, especially if it's not just business growth, it's not just numbers, it's not just money, but a variety of different measures for a variety of different situations in life. What answer would he like to uncover? Balancing emotion and intellect. He pointed out that this is a significant challenge. It's probably going to be unanswered for all time. But how can we help people to self-regulate, knowing that both are important, both intellect and emotion, being able to get ahead without relying too heavily on one or the other, becoming too biased in either direction, knowing that that's maybe one of those unanswerable questions. It's still a great question that he'd like to be able to answer. And energy, in terms of what would you like to build that the market hasn't seen yet? His answer was about energy, knowing that this is a significant challenge. How many devices do we all carry around? I'll just speak for myself. There is a tendency to run out of energy at some point. Yes, both me and my devices, of course. And Steve's suggestion here, wouldn't it be great to be able to use some of that energy that you create in your work, whether it's typing, running around, whatever it is that you use. You burn a lot of energy during the day, especially if it's a busy, stressful, running around kind of day. Wouldn't it be great if the typing on your laptop could generate power to charge your phone? Great ideas, innovation, and the point is the market hasn't seen it yet, so yet to be built. We'll see. best advice that he's ever given or received. And as a lifelong educator, he chose a quote that was about certainly focus on education. Never do more work than your students. This is a huge challenge sometimes for teachers who get really excited and want to do things for their students, thinking that they're being helpful. The real challenge is teaching students to be reliant on themselves, and being able to find out what they're capable of in the first place so that they know that they're able to power their own future. They're not always going to have the teacher by their side to help do things for them, but they'll have that confidence instilled in them that they know that they're capable. And so students should be doing the most work because they should be doing the most learning. Closing thoughts. Steve really enjoyed this interview. I can say that I certainly did as well. And it's really helpful to be able to look at this quantifying. It's really helpful to be able to look at this measuring where does success come from, helping us make those decisions that power the future, power our next steps, whether in business or in life. And so being able to unpack this notion gave us a big thumbs up for the invitation, of course, and the project as well, and looks forward to hearing from future guests too. So like I said, this is just a quick glossy overview, but if you'd like to hear the full story from the man himself, Dr. Steve Knobloch, Chief Learning Officer of K-12 Insight, please do listen to our podcast. You can find a link here. You can also find it on SoundCloud and on our blog as well. Thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again soon. In the meantime, you can listen to our podcast on SoundCloud, connect with us on social media at SoGoSurvey, or visit our website, SoGoSurvey.com. See you next time.